it a second. All right, there we go. Sorry, sometimes Riverside's a little wonky whenever it comes to starting. Anyways, hello, and welcome back to Retrieving Sanity, your recovery-focused podcast with your host Keegan. Now, I'm tired of being told to be grateful for the things that try to kill me, and I feel that sometimes gratitude is actually more of a trap than it is meant to be. So we're going what we're going to do today is kind of figure out, do we need to be grateful for things, or can we flip the script a little bit without necessarily saying no, but still being able to take what happened into power for ourselves. Now, let me explain. Whenever we are going through whenever we're going through life and we come out on the other side, a lot of people tell us to be grateful for the thing that happened, as if we wanted the thing to happen in the first place. And that's not necessarily the case. So, really, what I think we need to do, or for myself at least, is to start saying thank you without necessarily being grateful for it either. Let me explain. So, it's a power thanks. Makes sense. It's kind of like a power move saying thank you for showing me this part of me or showing me this part of you, so I know what not to do, where to set boundaries, where to not explore and be vulnerable with you or myself or so on and so forth. Now, being vulnerable again is not necessarily sitting there and saying, "Oh, everything hurts me." It says I'm willing to hurt to heal. That makes sense. Anyways, that's another episode. So, what we're going to do is we're going to try to distinguish between the gratitude and how it can be a little bit of a trap and the power thanks to see how we can say thank you to the things that pissed us off and got us into a lot of shit without necessarily letting the gratitude journals run our life. Now, the reason why I think that gratitude is kind of a trap is because it almost makes me feel indebted. Does that make sense? It's like, hey, this bad thing happened, so be grateful that it happened. And it's like, no, I actually don't want to be grateful for my traumas. Like, I don't know about you, but for myself, some of my traumas led me down some really dark roads and made me actually hurt people in ways that I never wanted to. So why should I be grateful for those things that turned me into a monster or the things that made me want to hide and turn away from the world? Why would I want to be grateful for that? Yes, there are things that I can glean from that instance, or instances rather. There are things that I do get out of those situations. The thing is that being grateful is like feeling like I owe the universe something for having put me through it in the first place. And sometimes I just want to say, fuck off. Like, no. Like, why should I? But what I can say, and what I have said in the past, in prayers to my higher powers, is thank you for allowing these things to happen to show me who I am, to show me what I needed to do to move forward. So, one of the things that we really want to do is figure out, just what can you be grateful for and what can you say thank you for without feeling grateful for it. Does that make sense? I hope so. So the thing is, it's one of those things that, like, in recovery, both from addictions and traumas, we're told to be grateful for it, right? It's be grateful for the things that happened that made you who you are now. And whenever it's like, okay, well, what if I'm like doing better, but I'm not happy yet? Question mark. Like, that's the thing. Being grateful is almost saying you're happy for the things that happened. And a lot of the times we're not going to be happy for those things that happened that brought us to where we are. Now, don't get me wrong, we can be happy with where we're at now, but we don't have to be happy with the stuff that did happen to get us here. We can be pissed off at it. We can be hurt still, and that's okay. to say that we have to be grateful for anything and everything that got us to this point, it kind of feels like a shame trap, you know? And what if I'm not happy yet? Because I know for me, it took a good little bit before I actually felt good in recovery. It felt weird. It felt odd. It felt awkward to be accepted, which, and if you know anything about my story, then I wasn't really accepted in a lot of the places that I went. And people that say I was, well, my experience and what happened says otherwise. And we can hash it out one way or another, but I digress. So the thing is, whenever we're moving from a gratitude, saying, I'm grateful for this shitty thing that happened, and turning it into a power thanks, we're saying, thanks for the data. I'm moving on with my life. I'm leaving this back here. It's kind of like we don't have to be grateful, or sorry, it's like we don't have to forgive the people that did deep transgressions against us in the past. Some people say that we have to forgive everyone if we want to heal. And at the same time, it's like, why should that be all on me if they're the ones that did the thing in the first place? Because I can forgive them as much as I want, but it's not going to change anything. If anything, the only thing I have to forgive is myself for one thing or another. And even then, it's not so much I forgive myself for allowing the bad things to happen. It's I forgive myself for not having been able to do anything about it in the first place and for allowing life to just beat me down. But that's where the power thanks comes. It says, thanks for showing me who I really am deep down. Thanks for bringing this weird ore out of the surface of the earth that is me. And I had to break a lot to get there. Thanks for that, but I don't want anything to fucking do with the past experiences that got me here. Now, don't get me wrong, we can use these experiences still. The thing is that we don't have to say, I'm grateful for them all the time if we're not. So, the thing is, the thank you is an executive decision of sorts. You know, it's sitting here saying, I'm closing the file on this. Gratitude is kind of saying, like, okay, here, let me take this on still to examine it, to say, oh, I'm grateful for the things that happened because they brought me X, Y, and Z, and then I can do ABC with them. No, not necessarily. But the thing with the power thanks is we're able to sit there and say, no, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, thanks, but no thanks. It can be both, you know? And to thank you is saying, I've learned enough from this that I don't need to reevaluate it. Because a lot of the times, whenever I sit there and I go back to my past to try to learn more of what I'm grateful for, this one thing that happened, it's like I'm trying to pull a tooth. And damn it, sometimes I don't want all my teeth out. I already have enough missing. You know, that's the thing, is that I don't have to say I'm grateful for shit. I can say, thank you for having it happen, but no thanks. I'm done with it. So it's saying that the thing that happened no longer has power over me, over us. It's being able to sit there and say, I've found me now, and me doesn't want anything to do with this situation, with this person. And it can be hard because, again, we're sitting here being told that in recovery we have to be grateful for things. As you've heard, a grateful addict or alcoholic never relapses. And someone that is grateful for the things that they have in their life will keep getting more of something good. So it's kind of like I should be grateful for things, right? But what if I'm really not? And again, it goes back to the shame. So gratitude is being able to say, I'm glad I have this trauma. And a power thanks is more like, I'm taking this and I'm leaving that behind. You know, we don't have to keep going with a lie that we may not actually want to feel or tell ourselves or other people, if that makes any sense. Now, the thing is, again, we don't have to forgive to move on with things. Yes, it can feel kind of odd whenever we're sitting here and being told we have to forgive, we have to forgive. But again, if I'm sitting here trying to forgive the things that have happened to me that were way out of my control, and the person or place, whatever happened, hasn't changed to make it noticeable that they're also sorry for the thing that happened, then, well, what's the fucking point? I'm just wasting energy. And that energy can be much better suited for the present. And that's what I'm going to be using it on. And I hope you do too. So don't forgive everyone or everything that you don't want to be forgiving. Because sometimes it's like, oh, I don't know, trying to chase. I can't come up with a good metaphor right now because it's stupid in a sense to try to forgive everyone for everything that may have happened because there's some things that are unforgivable. And I'm sorry, but if you're one of those people that have had unforgivable things happen to you, I'm really, really sorry. And take it from me. You have my permission. You do not have to forgive your transgressors. Fuck them. They're gone. They're in the past, I hope. And if they're not in the past, learn to say, thanks for this, but no thanks. We're moving on. I'm setting boundaries, and you're not going to be able to do that to me anymore. Because that's the best way to move forward, is to sometimes leave our baggage behind. So, one of the things that we can do is sit there and say, thank you for showing me exactly how much I can actually endure. And I'm not forgiving you for what you did, but I am thanking the situation for proving my own strength to me. And we can sit there and allow that to be powerful enough if we let it. But if we let other people say you have to be grateful for it too, it's like, but I'm not happy that that actually happened. You know, like I am happy with where I'm at now. And yes, experiences do shape people to who they are, but at the same time, we don't have to say, I'm so glad that it happened. We can say, at least I got something out of it. And that's the best that we can do sometimes. So, one of the things that we have to be able to do is not shame ourselves into forgiving whenever we don't need to. We don't need to sit there and feel fake happy whenever really we're just fucking pissed off and angry still. It's fine. Emotions happen. Embrace them, learn from them. And again, with an emotion, we don't have to sit there and say, I'm so grateful, I'm pissed off. We can say, thanks, anger, for making me realize that I didn't like that situation a whole lot and move on. But again, it's hard to do so whenever we're told time and time again that we have to be grateful. Grateful for what? For the things that suck? Sorry, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the world right now would be able to say, I'm not grateful for the things that are actually happening right now because there's not a lot of good to be seen. Because a lot of the time, whenever we're caught in the middle of something, there's not an end in sight. We don't know what's around the corner. We don't know what is actually going to happen. Why should we be grateful for the unknown if it's just going to turn out to be shitty? But at the same time, it's all about perspective. So it's weird. It's a paradox. There's a balance to it. We can be grateful. We can't be grateful. We can forgive. We can't forgive. And so on and so forth. But one of the things I want y'all to do out there tonight, audience, is first of all, hit subscribe on YouTube if you haven't. Joking. But what I want you to do is pick your greatest villain. It can be a person, a place, a thing, situation, whatever it is, something that feels like your arch nemesis, something that you just don't know what to do with, and that people tell you that you should be grateful for in the first place. Now, what I want you to do with that is to sit there and say, what did I steal back from that moment? And doesn't have to be something grandiose. It doesn't have to be something spectacular. It doesn't have to be anything that comes to mind right away either. It can just be something. If it's just 1 point of HP because you got a scar and now it's harder to cut your skin, cool. There you go. If it's something along the lines of, well, now you're not going to be easily manipulated because you've been through some shit, awesome. That's definitely something too. And if it's something like, oh, well, I know my boundaries and triggers a little bit more, so that's something, cool. There you go. You don't have to be grateful for the situation. You can be grateful for the lessons that you learned from it. See what I mean? So, one of the things that I want you to ask yourself is, did you steal back your voice? Did you steal back your resilience? And are you able to spot the lies that happened that may have made you feel like you were trying to fake it till you made it? Because sometimes we do fake it till we make it. And if you had to fake it till you made it, you don't have to be grateful for that either. You can be if you want, and you can tell yourself, thank you. But we can embrace that anger now. We can embrace that pain. We can embrace the hurt. We can embrace the suck. But we don't have to sit there and hold ourselves down with the shame of gratitude. I know it's a weird thing, right? I'm still working on it myself. So I want you to be able to say thank you. And not because the person, place, thing, situation was good to you, but because the lesson was expensive and we're not letting it go to waste. We're not letting it fall on deaf ears. We're not letting it just be in the ether and just floating along like nothing ever happened. We are the seeds of our own life. And sometimes gratitude is just going to sit there and put shade over something that actually needs a lot of sunlight to grow. So, gratitude can be used for the days that are good. Sometimes they can be something of a pick me up, something that helps you through some tough times. But on the flip side, thank yous can also be for the days that you have to fight. They can be something that pick you up whenever everything else just seems like it's just falling apart. Use it out of spite if you want, but use it for your healing in a way of saying, I've learned something from this. So thank you for that. I'm not going to be grateful for it because if you're not happy, you're not happy. I get it. Trust me, I really do. And if we can sit there and be able to just embrace us, ourselves, then maybe we can find a little bit of light somewhere in there, a little bit of hope, and maybe we can be grateful for something after the fact. But in the middle of it, or immediately after even, we can just say thank you, but no thanks. So don't wait to feel grateful. Take back your power, take back your voice, take back your agency by being able to say thanks, but, and then move on. Because sometimes we tell ourselves the same story time and time again, and it just kind of rehashes old wounds, if you will. It makes everything feel fresh. And being able to say, I closed the chapter on that, I'm putting it to the side for now, and maybe I'll come back to it whenever I feel nostalgic for some pain or something. Then we can do that. So I just want you to enjoy the time that you have. I want you to be able to say thank you and mean it to those that deserve it. And to those that don't deserve your gratitude, say thank you with some spite in your voice if you have to. Maybe with a smile, maybe with that little main brow or something along those lines. Either way, your recovery is your journey. Your healing is your responsibility as well. And we're going to be here to help you through it all. So don't forget, we're rebranding to Guidance and Recovery, and that'll be happening soon. And also this weekend, Sunday, we're speaking with the S.J. Tucker, so be sure to check out that episode. It's going to be awesome. I have no idea what we're actually going to talk about yet. I've been trying to like scratch my brain and everything, and it's like there's a lot of really cool stuff that we can do. So I digress. I'm going off the rabbit hole. I'm diving into rabbit holes. And before I do that, I just want you to know that you're loved, you're worth it, your light is needed in this world, and damn it all, thank you for just being here. So keep on being badass, awesome, starlight, if you will, and we'll just see what the world holds for us in the future. But for now, try to love yourself, love others if you can, but you got to try to love yourself first. And we'll see y'all next time. But until then, much love. Shalom.